I'm Sharon, and welcome to episode 321 of the Knit Style Podcast. Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 321. I have lots to share with you today. So, I have been traveling a lot in the last couple months, and I'm just going to touch briefly on why. So, the first thing is I have been having to go down to Florida to help out my dad. He is moving into a more helpful facility from where he was living before, so I've been helping him out with that. He is going to be 95 years old next month. My goodness, such an age to celebrate. That's incredible. So I am actually going down on Sunday to help him out next week. And yeah, it's been a little crazy down there. He only lives 5 miles from where Hurricane Ian struck, and his facility was flooded. The first floor, he's on the second floor. But it's been a challenge down there. They're all okay, thank goodness. But yeah, it's day by day challenges. So I'm down there next week helping him out. And have been traveling down there. I went down in November, and yeah, that's been consuming a little bit of my time. And the other reason we've been traveling is vacation. So we went to Disney in beginning of November, and we just got off of the Disney Wish cruise. Oh my goodness, you guys. We had the best time on the Wish. It was amazing. We had so much fun. It was incredible. So we went on, the Wish has 3 and 4 night cruises. We went on a 4-night, and it was magical. We already have our next cruise planned because we loved it so much. It's just perfect for people our age, really. I mean, it's easy. You fly down to Orlando and they take you right there, and you get on, and it's your floating hotel for the amount of nights that you pick, and it's incredible. It's beautiful. And Rich was in the Navy. So he was fascinated by, the workings of the ship and the lifeboats and how big they were, and it was really cool. It was so much fun. We had a lovely time. So we just got off of there. I have some yarn inspired by that, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. So before I show you this week's yarn, I want to choose a giveaway winner from last week's show, and I had these beautiful blue skeins up for grabs, and I did a random comment generator pick, and the winner is Debbie Wiggin. Congratulations, Debbie. Just contact me, Sharon at knitstyleyarns.com, and I will get this out to you. I feel like this week's update has a little background story to it. None of you may not find this funny, but I thought it was kind of funny. So, about 2 or 3 times a week, I get up and I have my breakfast at my computer, and 2 or 3 times a week on Instagram, Sue from Legacy Fiber Arts does an Instagram Live, and it's a nice little group. The account that she does it from is Knit24 Periscope, because she used to do it on Periscope, but she now does it on Instagram. And I really try and join if I'm hanging out eating breakfast and I see the notification. And Sue and I are friends. And so, I don't know, Sue had her Valentine's yarn. She didn't have a name for it. And she was saying, I really need a name for this yarn. And then meanwhile, in the chat, I said something about going on a cruise next week, that I wouldn't, see them next week in the chat. And so Rachel, Sue's friend who does a podcast with Sue, said, "Oh, are you going on the Love Boat?" And so we were kind of joking about that. And I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe. So Sue thought that we were naming the yarn Love Boat. That was the suggestion. So she named her skeins, her Valentine skein of yarn, Love Boat, which I thought was awesome. So we were joking about that. So it was really cute. And Sue didn't get it right away, and then she kind of got it, and it was really kind of funny. So after I got back from the cruise, Rachel in the chat on another day asked me, "Oh, how was your cruise? Was it the Love Boat?" And I said, "No, it was more like a booze cruise." So we were joking all about that, and it got into a whole thing, and beer goggles were involved, if you guys know what those are. Rachel misnamed it. It was pretty funny. So this week's yarn is not the Love Boat, because I'm not copying Sue's name. This is Booze Cruise. Because Rich and I enjoyed all of the cocktails, all of them, on the Disney Wish. Oh my goodness. They have such sexy, classy bars on this cruise. And as soon as we got on the cruise, Rich wanted a cocktail, and he may have missed lunch because he was overserved. It was fine. He wasn't driving the boat. But anyway, so Booze Cruise. We did a gin tasting. That was super fun. We had some really cool cocktails with like a smoke bubble on them. I'll see if I'll put in some footage. There's a Star Wars bar on the ship that the bartenders are all Star Wars characters, and they talk to you as if they're Star Wars characters. And it was so cool. So we just had a blast. And, oh my goodness, the water and the snorkeling. We went to Castaway Cay, and I snorkeled. Rich was going to snorkel, and then his snorkel was leaking, so he just didn't bother doing it. It's a very long swim out to Castaway Cay. I would not recommend it unless you were a fairly strong swimmer. You definitely need fins to get out there. I'm not really a great strong swimmer. I can swim, but I really had to pace myself. I just wanted to make sure that I was going to make it back. It was a long swim out there. There are lifeguards, or I would not have swum that far. I would never go out that far, but there were lifeguards all around, so I felt safe. And beautiful. Oh my goodness. Next time I'm bringing an underwater camera. I didn't want to swim with my phone, but I'm going to bring an underwater camera because beautiful fish. I saw gorgeous fish, and they sink statues down under there, which was so cool to see. So that was a lot of fun. So anyway, yeah, that was our booze cruise. We had the best time, and we are going next year on a 7-night because we loved it so much. So, also inspired by the Disney Wish, this is The Wish. And it's based on the color scheme of the ship that we were on, the Disney Wish. Disney has 5 ships now? 5, I think. And I think a 6th is being built. The Wish is their newest ship. And we went on a walking tour of the ship, and she talked all about the colors, of course. I was all tuned in because color is just so fascinating to me. And she was talking about one of the carpets. They were trying to pick a blue for the carpet. And one of the Disney employees came in wearing blue slacks. That was the exact color they wanted. And they're like, "Can we have those?" She gave her slacks. Isn't that fascinating? I love stories like that. Plus, this color right here, this yellow, this beautiful yellow, that is the color of the lifeboats And each lifeboat holds like over 300 people. That's incredible to me. But anyway, this color here is called Mickey Yellow. And the story behind Mickey Yellow is that when they were building the cruise ships, all of the lifeboats on all of the cruise ships were orange. Like that safety orange, it's like a color. It's like the safety color. And Disney was like, ooh, we don't want that color on our ship. So they did studies as to what color they could use that was also as safe as the safety orange. And the studies turned out that this yellow was just as bright and you could see it just as well as the orange. So the maritime lawmakers, for the lack of a better term, gave Disney permission to use this yellow on their ships for their lifeboats, and it is now coined as Mickey Yellow because it's the same color as the feet. So I just love this. The ship was absolutely stunning, and I'll have put pictures in here of it, and it's like this deep, 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 deep navy black on the bottom with red and white and Mickey Yellow, and it was gorgeous. So it was just such a good time, and I always get inspired by things around me, which is why I have these two colors this week. And I also have a beautiful bag yarn combo this week. Isn't this pretty? I love how this came out. You just never know when you're dying to match, but I think this came out as a great match. So this is my yarn bag set for the week. You can get the bag only in Donna's shop, or you can get the yarn bag combo in my shop. And I'm calling this one, since it has all these yarn balls and knitting things on it, I'm calling it Knit Yarn Love, because that's what we love to do. We love to knit with our yarn, and we love it. It has a beautiful purple inside, because as you all know, purple is my favorite color. So I still have a sale going on in my shop, and I also have some de-stash items that I've even marked down further. So these singles yarns are marked down pretty low, like $14, $15 each. They're beautiful, unnamed, unmarked, from my stash. And then I have these chunky yarns that I think I have really marked down to a good price, like half price, $14 each. So, and then I have other yarns that I've dyed that I still have marked down, and it's all beautiful stuff, so check it out. Right around the holiday time, my friend had asked me to dye a mini skein set so she could knit a Stephen West marled sweater for her son, and I will pop a picture in of those minis that I dyed for her right here. And instead of just dyeing one set, I thought I would open it up to everyone and you could do an order for it, and I sold a bunch of them. And I enjoyed dyeing that so much that I think I'm going to offer them periodically from time to time. And I thought spring would be a great time to offer up a set. So this is going to be a pre-order. It will be mystery colors. It will not come with any extras. There's no bag. There's no stitch markers. There's nothing extra included in this set. And the colorways are unnamed. The only thing that they'll have in common is the theme. And the theme is Speckle-tastic. So I want to dye a bunch of speckled yarns, speckled minis, and have it as a set for you. So here are some minis that I dyed in the past, you know, with speckles. Some of them are like a combo of speckle and solids. I'm going to try to do this set as like purely speckled. And it's going to be kind of like my whim, like whatever color I feel that day, I'll dye. There might be gray and black involved. I don't know. We shall see. So it's going to be 25 minis, unnamed, and they will all be speckle dyed. And the price, I think it's going to be $145 for the whole set. And the ship date will be the end of April. So I'm putting up the pre-order now. If you're interested, purchase the set, and you will have it by the end of April. So that gives me I'm going to be away next week. So that gives me a good 6 weeks to dye all of the minis. I'll know how many that I need to order. So I don't not that I'll ever not dye minis. I always dye minis, but just so I get an idea of, your interest. So I think it's a really good price. It's not wrapped like Advents, because that's crazy. So I thought I'd do this as a kind of like an alternate to Advents. You're going to get a little bit of a mystery. And then give me some suggestions down below of what you want to see. Like what kind of themes you would like to see. Like this is going to be like Speckle-tastic. I had an idea of doing like a rainbow solids minis. Obviously fall. I love fall colors. So maybe a fall one. Holiday, that 25 Christmas colors is a lot. So I probably, maybe I would do like a 12 for that. We'll see. I don't know. Just let me know what you guys are interested in. What do you need in your stash as far as minis? I like using them for heels and toes. That's what's nice about getting solid ones sometimes, because you can use them for heels and toes. But the Speckle-tastic one would be great for a marled project. I'm actually going to knit the Marled Mania sweater out of all of these minis I have in this basket. These are Advent minis from the past that I kept for myself. And I'm going to make a Marled Mania. Marled Mania sweater calls for Woolfolk. And I'm like, I love Woolfolk. I think it's Tinned calls for. I felt that yarn. It is soft. And I was like, wow, this is really nice. But it's this is like a dyer's, I don't know, occupational hazard. It's like when you see a yarn, it's like, well, I could dye that. So rather than buying it, I just dyed myself 2 colors. So I'm going to marl these together for the top of the sweater, black and gray, and that will be the top, and then the bottom will be these minis. So it'll be almost like a beautiful stained glass effect. So yeah, Steven has a lot of beautiful marled patterns, so if you're interested in that, maybe I'll write a marled pattern. You guys really liked my cowl pattern. Would you be interested in a marled shawl or something? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. It takes a lot to do all that, but I really enjoyed writing the pattern, so I'll have to think about that. Let me know. Yeah, so that's the shop update for this week. So I did bring knitting with me on the cruise, and I have been traveling lately with sock projects, and that is it. I'm not bringing anything else except sock projects, because that is the easiest for me to work on when I'm away on vacation. And it's really sad. These socks should be finished. So I started these on my Disney vacation in November, and they're kind of my travel socks, and they are Star Wars themed. They're Kylo Ren themed by Mustache Yarns, and I only have the toe on this one to do. So I'd like to finish it this week, and in a minute I'll show you why they're not completely finished. But they're my basic sock recipe, 2x2 rib for about 15 rounds, and then plain cuff, fish lips kiss heel, plain foot, and a traditional toe. So I just need to do the toe and the Kitchener on this one, and I will have a new pair of cozy socks. And whenever I travel, I start a new project, a new sock. And this is also, oh my goodness, it's coming off the needles because I must have stopped this in the middle. This is by Mustache, and the colorway is You Had Me at Hello. And I fell in love with this beautiful color online when she had it online, so I purchased it. Thought it would be a good Valentine's start, and yeah, so this is what I started on the plane on the way to Florida on the cruise, and I also brought these, so slowly but surely they get done. But the reason those Kylo Ren socks are not finished is because I have been working on a project that I need, actually. So when I'm on airplanes lately, I've been cold. My lap has been cold. Because you just never know what a plane's going to be. So I wanted to knit a little lap blanket, so I cast on the Sheltie Square Hap. Let me see who the designer is. Hold on one second. And I will show you the pattern. Okay, this is Sheltie Square by Knit Spot Ann Hansen. And I have highlighted my picture, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So it doesn't have all that yellow. It's gray and tan white. But I highlighted it. Honestly, Ann Hansen and is a good designer. That pattern was not written in a style that I enjoy. I'm not going to say it's a badly written pattern. It's not a bad pattern. It's just written in a different style that I'm used to. And I kind of found it a little hard to follow. And I didn't actually follow the pattern in order to cast on the square part. But in order, I mean, thank goodness there was a chart, or I would have been in trouble. So I really like charts. So I'm knitting this border according to the chart, and I wanted to follow her color scheme because I think what bothers me about this pattern is she has a picture of the finished shawl, but she doesn't tell you the color sequence, and that's fine. I mean, you can just choose your own, but I kind of wanted to follow hers, and I wish she had just said step by step what colors she used. So that's why I highlighted the picture, because I knew what colors I was finished with and what color to start next. And it's not hard, it really isn't. So it's a sequence. We did white, tan, white, gray, white, tan, white, gray, and now it switches to tan, white, gray, tan, white. Okay, so then what bothered me to finish the pattern, she said end on row 19, and when I looked around 19, and then when I looked at the picture, she does not end on round. She said the sample was ended on round 19. No, it was not. The sample ends on round, let me look here. The sample ends on round 27, which doesn't matter because 19 and 27 are the same stitch pattern, so it literally does not matter as long as you end on the lace pattern row. But she should have maybe said that instead of just saying you have to end on round 19, which you don't have to. This is my issue with the pattern. But anyway, so I would not recommend this pattern if you're a beginner. Absolutely not, because you'll be confused. Because I was confused, and I'm a pretty advanced knitter. That being said, the pattern, it's beautiful. I love it, but I want to finish it by Saturday. Today is Thursday, so I have 20 rows to go. I can do it, but that means that all my crafting time is spent with this little guy. You know what I mean? So I'm not doing anything else. I'm not knitting on socks. I'm just knitting on this. I also cross stitch, and I haven't really cross stitched that much, which is kind of upsetting because I love cross stitch, and I've been doing this. But I really want to get this finished so I can bring it on the plane with me next week, so my little lap isn't cold. And I love this because it's light. It's very light. I knit this out of Navia Duo yarn, and it's a very reasonably priced yarn from Europe, and it's great. I mean, it's going to be so light just to stick in my travel bag next to my iPad. So, okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about this week is color again. More specifically, Colorwork. I'm wearing a beautiful Colorwork sweater by Skein-Deer, and I thought I would share my collection of Colorwork sweaters that I have knit. And this is the holiday Colorwork sweater, I don't know, by Skein-Deer. She just released it this past year as a knit along, and I tested this for her, and I love it. I think I need to redo the sleeves. They're a little tight, but it's a great sweater. I also probably could lengthen it a little because it's kind of cropped, and I think I want it a little longer. I've been busy knitting other things. So, let me show you my Colorwork collection. I am going to try them all on. Actually, I'm not going to try this one on. This is Soldotna. This one definitely does not fit me. But it's a great shop sample. I dyed the yarn for this. And it's a pattern by Caitlin Hunter. And I love the colors. Love, love, love. But I've gotten a little fluffy since I knit this, so it doesn't really fit. But who knows? It might fit again in the future. We shall see. This next sweater is Eastspray by Skein-Deer as well. And I should wear my sweaters more often. If I worked outside the home, I would probably wear them more often. But I just kind of throw sweatshirts on. Because it's just, I don't know, with dyeing yarn, it's just less of a hazard. But anyway, so this is Eastspray. It's beautiful. I love this sweater. It is knit from Rauma PT2, and yeah, it's really very beautiful. Most of my Colorwork sweaters are by Skein-Deer, just so you know, because I love her patterns and I love how she writes them. I've tested for her, like I mentioned, and she's a really good designer. This was one of my first Colorwork sweaters I ever knit. I think it was the second one. It's the first successful one that I had. I had one by Isabel Kramer that was not successful, and I frogged it last year. And I'm going to restart it at some point, but I have to figure out the neckline. But anyway, So this is Winterfjell, and I love this sweater. It's a little tight on me because, again, gained a little weight, but it's a beautiful sweater. I got the yarn in Edinburgh in 2018 when Rich and I went, and it is Roma PT2 again, and it's very cozy. I probably could wear this. It just doesn't have any ease at all. It's like 0 ease, maybe a little negative ease. So once it's on, it feels okay. It's just getting it on. But it's a beautiful sweater. And this is Winterfjell by Skeindir Knits. I might as well show you all of my Skeindir knits. So this one is fantastic. This is Kusakofta by Skeindir. And I fell in love with this motif right here on the front panel, which is why I had to cast this on. I should probably knit the pullover. She has a pullover version of this. I just don't wear cardigans. I stopped knitting them. I completely stopped knitting cardigans. First of all, I hate putting buttons on. I was going to put a zipper in this one. I'm not going to do it. I should take it over to the tailor, and maybe I'll wear this more if I have a zipper in it. It fits fine. The only thing is, it's not big enough to wear like a sweatshirt or a sweater underneath it, which is probably how I would more wear it rather than a light shirt underneath. But it's beautiful. I mean, look. I'll turn around so you can see the back. It's really a stunning showpiece. Next time I go to Rhinebeck, I'll probably wear this again. I wore it to Rhinebeck the year I finished it, and it's beautiful. I love it. And this is Kusakofta by Skeindir Knits. And this is the last sweater that I have by Skeindir Knits, and this is actually a vest. It is called the Academic. I test knit this for Ellie, and it's beautiful. It fits perfect. Unfortunately, I don't wear it because I don't really have an occasion to wear a vest. My arms are always cold. So if I was working in a job, like a real job like I used to have before I retired, I would wear this. But yeah, it fits beautiful. I still haven't done anything with the steeks. But yeah, it's nice. Like I probably would wear this maybe out to dinner. It'd be great if we were traveling. Maybe if we ever go back to Scotland, this would be a great one to bring. But again, I'm a little cold with this one on. I need sleeves. So this is the Academic by Skeindir. This beautiful sweater is Fern and Feather by Jen Steingass. And when I pulled this on off camera, I thought to myself, you are knitting your sweaters in a too small size. I need to go up a few sizes because pretty much all my sweaters except for this one, which was designed to be oversized, are too small. This sweater is too small for me. It's not comfortable. The arms aren't comfortable. I should give it away. I don't know. It's a gorgeous sweater. It is knit out of Brooklyn tweed shelter, and it's beautiful. It looks beautiful on. It's just not comfortable to wear. I mean, it fits, but it's not. I think I'd be more comfortable in a bigger size, which is kind of sad. So this is Fern and Feather by Jen Steingass. This beautiful sweater is Bohus by Carol Feller, and the yarn is the called for, which I usually don't use the called for, but it's, I'll put it down below. I can't think of what it is right now, but this is beautiful. It was in Lina magazine, and I have the issue, and I just fell in love with this pattern, and this one actually fits me. I wore this out to eat the other night, and it's very comfortable, and it fits. Probably could have gone up a size, but it's fine. And it's beautiful. I love it. And I love the colors, and it came out great. Oh, it's John Arbon yarn. And that is Bohus by Carol Feller. This is the last garment I'm going to show you. It is a poncho by Isabel Kramer. It is called Indigo Frost. And I actually dyed the yarn for this. This is my non-superwash base that I generally don't offer unless people want it or ask for it. This is a beautiful base, and I actually have some in this color left that I might cast on a cable sweater with, because it would make beautiful cables. It's got great stitch definition. This is slip stitch color work, so it's a little bit different than the other regular color work that I did, but it's beautiful. I didn't make any changes to the pattern, really. It's just lovely. Don't wear it, because like I said, if I worked outside the house, I would wear this all the time. Oh my goodness, it's so cozy. I'm gonna put this. I have all of these where I can grab them. This is really nice. I might leave this on. It's lovely. Oh my goodness. It is cozy. I would recommend this. Totally would. Yesterday I was so cold. It's been very damp here in the Hudson Valley. And I was just, yesterday afternoon, I was sitting at my computer, and I was just, you know how you get chilled to the bone? I was just so chilled. So I went upstairs, and I actually put on a sweater, a hand knit sweater. Not this one, but another one. And my robe over it, my pajama pants, 2 pairs of socks, and I wrapped a shawl around me. I was just so cold. It warmed me up, thankfully, but oh my goodness. This would be, now wearing this right now, I'm very cozy. So I'm going to start wearing this more. It's just not practical to work in. I don't know. It's definitely not practical for yarn dyeing. That's for sure. But if I'm just sitting around, yeah, this is nice. It's very lovely. So this is Indigo Frost by Isabel Kramer. Okay, I'm going to end the show right here. I hope you enjoyed all this travel talk today, and I enjoyed showing off my hand knit sweaters. Lesson learned. I think I'm going to make my sweaters a little bit bigger, a bigger size. I've gone up a size since I really started knitting these, so that's part of the problem. But I've found, I think I like my sweaters a little roomier. You know, they're kind of supposed to be cozy, not like tight, especially for how I'm wearing them. I'm not wearing them in a professional manner, so I need more like sweatshirty type of knits. And I think the Stephen West sweater that I'm going to cast on, the Marled Mania sweater, is going to be perfect for that. That's a real cozy, more oversized sweater. So stay tuned. Hopefully I'll like the way that fits a little bit better. We'll see. Anyway, if you have any suggestions, I mean, I know how to measure myself, and I know what ease means and how much ease I should have in sweaters. I just have to figure out what I want for myself. And I thought I wanted a tighter fitting sweater. No, I don't. I want I think more of a loose fit. With that, I hope you all have a great couple of weeks. I will be back sometime in March, probably second or third week of March after my travel next week. I hope you all have a good start to the spring. In the meantime, knit something beautiful and cheers!